name is Allison. I'm the Programs Outreach and Youth Services Manager here at Monterey County Free Libraries. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Self-Care Sunday. Today I am going to talk to you about some tips that I have found very helpful when dealing with grief. I did a grief video this past holiday season on dealing with grief during the holidays, and some of these tips are very similar, but these ones aren't specific to the holiday season. These are just for any time of year, and I hope that you'll find them helpful. I recently lost my very beloved dog, Moose, who's right there in the picture behind me, and I've found that these tips have helped me get through the past week and a half, and I wanted to share them with all of you. So the very first one that I have is get rest. So grief can be really exhausting, and crying can be really exhausting, and exerting emotion can be really exhausting. So make sure that you are able to rest. Take time off work if you're able to, take time off from doing activities, and make sure that you are getting enough sleep. Set yourself a bedtime. I know that sounds silly, but make sure that you're setting yourself a time where you tell yourself it's time to go to sleep and that you are getting plenty of rest. Worked into that is make sure that you are getting plenty of water. I've found that I have been forgetting to drink as much water as I need to, and that's not helping me feel physically better. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm drinking more water. So make sure that you stay hydrated, because losing hydration will make you feel worse physically. And you can still drink, your coffee, your tea, whatever, but make sure that you're getting enough water in there as well. And tied into that is make sure that you are eating. So you can be eating takeout if you want, if you're too grief-stricken to cook, but just make sure that you're getting your meals in and try to make them balanced and healthy if you can. But don't give yourself too hard of a time if you need some comfort food. Just make sure that you're remembering to eat, drink, and take care of yourself in those ways. Next is to make sure that you're getting some exercise. So just going out for a short 10-minute, 15-minute walk is really good, but getting out in nature can be really soothing. Over the weekend I went for a 3-mile hike in the redwoods, and that made me feel really good. I was out and about in the fresh air, moving my body and taking care of myself and connecting with nature. I have also heard, in terms of connecting with nature, that it can be helpful to ground yourself by going outside barefoot and really pushing the balls of your feet into the earth to feel more grounded. And that's especially helpful if you're feeling any feelings of anxiety during this time. Try to make sure that you are maintaining your routine. So try not to deviate too far from your normal life. If you need time off work, that's fine, that's normal. But make sure that at home you're still getting up at a certain time, taking your shower, brushing your teeth, having your meals. It's kind of all tied into some of the tips I've already shared. Just making sure that you're getting up and acting normal will help you to feel more normal as time progresses. Set some small goals. So I know that for myself, I'm setting a goal for when I'm going to stop doing takeout. I'm setting a goal for when I'm going to start getting back into an exercise routine, and those are actually kind of big when you think about it. So just set some small goals, like I'm going to go to bed at this time tonight, or I'm going to make sure that I, water my plants today. Small goals that are achievable so that you'll feel successful, and that'll help perk you up as well, because you'll get that endorphin rush of success when you check something off your to-do list. Related to that, don't make any major decisions. So I'm the type of person that when I'm going through a change, I like to change everything really quickly. Just trying to distract myself with change, essentially. And it's best to wait a little while, put some distance between you and the event that's caused you to feel this grief before you make any major life choices or changes, because we can get wrapped up in our emotions and make changes, and then it might be hard to take them back later. So just give yourself some time. And tied into that is one of my last tips, to just embrace your emotions and be okay with what you're feeling. It's okay to feel sad. It's also okay to have times where you're not feeling sad. I struggle with that a lot. I always feel kind of guilty when I'm not feeling sad, but it's hard to be sad 24/7. So just let yourself feel what you're feeling and acknowledge that that doesn't diminish the event or your experience. Emotions come and go, and we just have to ride those waves. And my last tip is to make sure that you reach out for help if you feel that you need it, whether that is calling a close friend, a family member, or contacting your primary care physician to let them know what you're going through, or a mental health therapist. I've done both during my grief periods this time and in previous times. And it's just good to let people know what you're going through if you feel comfortable with that, so that people understand a little bit more about what's happening. But especially your healthcare team might be able to help you with some strategies to get through the grief period and some hard emotions that you might be feeling. So I hope that these tips are helpful to you. If you have any that you would like to share with us, please leave them in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye, everyone.